Hi friends, welcome back. We are in Saxon 76. We are talking today about lines, not lines, well, we're in lesson 7. It's the 4th edition of 76. We are talking about lines, segments, rays, and linear measurements. Okay, so the first one is a line. We're going to talk vocabulary. Helps if I can get my ruler out. A line goes on forever and it's not measurable. The way we draw that is it looks like this. We got arrows going on. It is not measurable because it never stops. Like it goes from like one end of space to the other end of space, and space never ends. So that means a line is not measurable. However, if you take a portion of a line, you can measure that, and it looks like this. That's how we would say what a segment is. That is measurable because I could just grab my ruler that I was bending back there to get and say, okay, well, this guy right here is however, oops, inches would help, however many inches or centimeters, okay? I just realized my books are on here. Let me wiggle that back over. Okay, so that would be like this many inches, right? I can measure that. Little less than 2 inches. A ray, not measurable because it starts at a stopping point. We can measure where it stops, or where it starts, I mean, but it goes on forever. So like if you were standing on Earth and you shot something into space, that's going to be a ray because it's got a part where it stops, but then it goes on forever. That is not measurable because it goes on forever. There's no way for us to do that. Okay, so the drawings I'm going to tell you are much better in your book than what I drew on paper. But so if you have your book, make sure to pull those out. But what we're going to do here is, for example, number 1, we want to measure this against this ruler that's drawn here. In inches, we have 1 whole inch, but then you'll see from 1 to 2, we only have a part of that. We have 1 part out of 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1/4 inches. Okay. For centimeters, this guy, we have 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters. All right. Let's look at these guys. These are all the practice problems. What you're going to do is you'll need a ruler to measure this in your book. For these ones down here, you'll do segment, line, array. I want you to establish what each of those are, and then so pause the video, then come on back. All right, for number 1, we've got 1 whole inch, and then it's 1, 2, 3 out of 4. So 1 3/4 inches. Now, this guy right here, we've got 10 centimeters, 20 centimeters, and then it goes between 20 and 30. So that's going to be 25 or 2.5 centimeters. Let me make sure. I'm going to pause for just a second. It's just as I thought. It's not centimeters, it's millimeters. This would be 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, but inside 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. So my apologies. I should have written that down correctly. So this is going to be 25 millimeters or 2.5 centimeters, but we'll talk about that later. All right, let's go ahead and measure this guy, and I am going to measure it in the actual book just to make sure I did not mess this up. We want to do inches and centimeters. So if we do inches, and you don't start at the end of your ruler, you start at 0. That looks like it's 2 inches, and I'm sorry, my ruler's clear, so it's kind of a pain to see, but it's 2 inches. The other centimeters on the other side is gonna be, it looks like 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters, you can see that's a 5 there. So we've got 2 inches. I just took the whole paper with me. All right, so for this guy, we've got 2 inches or 5 centimeters. Okay, segment, line, array. Remember, the segment is the only thing that you can measure. Right here, segment. A line goes on forever in both directions, and a ray has a stopping point, or a starting point. I always call it a stopping point. I don't know why. All right, folks, that should be it for this lesson. If you have questions, leave them down below. Otherwise, great work, and we'll see you next time.